What's good with you? How has it been over the last week or so? And
Pretty
yeah,
amazing.
what are
My group discovery went up like 100, like 200 pretty much. It was like from dead. I created a bunch of challenges. I created a bunch of new cool stuff. Like I just like bammed out my meeting. I was just like my group was just like literally every t 10 minutes there's a post going. So I'm like, and then so that's just amazing. I have a bunch of calls booked that like I just literally don't sell anybody, I just give them knowledge. And then people like
uh,
it's like the referrals are crazy. Like I have referral. I grew like in the past couple of days, I grew like 10 members just in my group alone. I like every day I have like two calls. And mostly like I have the
yeah,
system of doing a discovery call where I ask them 5 to 6 questions, like where are you now? Where do you want to go? I give them some value. So like, hey, look, you can do this, you can do that. And then I'm like, so look, watch. I can create a cool custom plan for you. In like 3 to 4 days, we can have another call. And so far, I've been doing that. Like, I have a call tomorrow and after tomorrow. I'm like, after the 3 to 4 days, where like I created the custom plan where I want to like give them my offer of my one-on-one. And I was just wondering how to like, so I have my discovery call, which is like understanding their goal, understanding
yeah,
their struggle, giving them a win, asking them if they have any friends, just telling them about school overall, all that kind of stuff. But then but then I say, okay, look, I can give another call where I can like give you like a full framework, all that kind of stuff. And then I was just wondering what I should do in that second sales call, like I guess you would call it, where like I give them the framework and I also like offer my service to them. How, so I have like the full
got it.
everything ready for the first, but the second I have trouble with the second. I already created like a sales presentation, but I was wondering if
Mm,
like I can share that sales presentation today as well. But I was just like, I just need work on like how to actually structure the call in a way in which I can like tell, because I tell them my story, and usually after I tell them my story, I like how I created it, why I created it, what are my goals, what are my values, what I will offer. Then usually like people are like, oh, cool, this is cool. But I want to offer that with the product itself. So like
exactly.
not just say one-on-one coaching, but say like I have this in my offer because I
Mm,
had one-on-one coaching, but now I have like a bunch of stuff. I have like a full course. I have an accountability system. I have like a bunch of stuff that I have added into my whole offer. So like don't just say I have coaching, but I have to like say something, but I don't really know how to structure that in a way. I know I just like said a bunch of stuff, but I hope you kind of understood what I'm trying to say.
yeah, 100%, man. So the biggest thing is gonna be even just taking a big step back, like when you say you have a bit of trouble like getting that sorted out, what do you feel has been the hardest part about it, man, in terms of like, making sure you're connecting with people and giving them a pitch or whatever. What's been the most challenging on that second or third call?
I actually haven't had that second or third call, so
Mm,
I can't. So I usually like tell them about my offer on the first call. So I tell them, but now since my offer got a little bit more expensive and my offer is giving a lot more value and it's like just a different offer, kind of, some people gave me some advice to not sell on the first call because it kind of ruins, I don't, it
yeah,
not like ruins, but it kind of like, it's better to sell on a second call. So I have a discovery call, see if they
yeah,
fit. Like a person, I had a call today with a person that fits ideally, like the perfect. Like they want to learn like 3 languages. They're like traveling the world. They're like an entrepreneur. They're earning like lots of good money. And I'm like, okay, I I don't know what to do. Like how do like I know exactly I have the exact framework, but I don't know how to sell them. Like how do I actually sell them on the call? So I know
yeah.
what they need. I know what they want, but like the structure of the call, how to sell them. So like they because I know that they're perfect. Like they're literally ideal. Like they're the perfectest client that I've ever had. And yeah.
I got you. So, how do you set up, how have you been setting up that second or third call though? Like, because that's your first, piece of advice is you need to set yourself up for success by positioning that second or third call as we would call that like the demo, right? But I mean, I'll tell you what to do, but what have you been doing so far to position the call?
Yeah, I've been just saying, look, a week. So I take all like their info, like of their problems, of their struggles, what's been working, what hasn't been working, and I just pretty much transform that, put it on a doc, and like create like a custom blueprint for them. And then I say, okay, I can share you all this custom blueprint, how you can achieve your language learning
Mhm.
goals in this amount of time with, and I don't tell them like I'm going to pitch you. I just say I can give you a custom
Yeah.
blueprint on our next call with the goals and strategies once I get this settled. And I haven't I'm coming to a call tomorrow where like I created the custom blueprint for them, but I don't know how to like present it in a way, and then in the end say, okay,
Exactly.
look, I can work together with you. We can just pay me, and then we'll start coaching. But, like, I don't know how to like structure that in a way because it's not only
I
coaching,
got
it's
you.
a big offer. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. So, yeah, the thing that you want to do right there is then pretty much introduce the idea as like I mentioned, like a demo, and then we have Lucy coming in here. But essentially, the demo would be starting it up. What up, Lucy? So the way you would do it is that when you let me actually pull up a Google Doc, man, because it's gonna be way easier for me to just literally show you. Um,
Yeah.
so that way there's no confusion around it. Okay, so watch this. So first things first, it's gonna be pretty much setting the agenda. So that way they're very clear and aware of like what are we doing here and what's the outcome of today's session. And by the way, can you guys like hear me and see me good? I feel like my
Yep.
Zoom
Perfect.
is
Perfect.
glitching
It's
or
it's
something.
perfect. No, it's perfect.
Okay.
But you seem like your voice you kind of like have like a little bit raspy voice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm recovering from a cold, dude. So
Yeah.
you should have heard me yesterday or Friday, man. I sounded like a freaking I don't know what I sounded like a bear or something. I'm getting way better, man. Awesome. So here's a high level structure, right? So we would call this your demo call. And so Lucy, just to catch you up a little bit, and then we'll tag team here, or we'll figure out where you're at. Um, so Kai has been doing a phenomenal job of building value, one or two calls, making sure that this person understands what Kai does, how he helps, and then usually they're asking him like, okay, well, yeah, like how can we work together, whatever. So then he prepares a what did you call it? A custom roadmap.
A custom 90-day blueprint. A 90-day blueprint. Custom 90-day blueprint. So, um, pretty much I don't say we can work together. I just say I can show you this blueprint. So I don't say, hey, look, in this next call we can work together. That's I don't say that. I just say, here I have this blueprint, and that's pretty much it. I feel like maybe I should start saying that, like if we can work together. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying right here. So the agenda is setting the intention, right? And
yeah.
so usually what you'll want to do is say that is say, welcome whoever's there. It's like
Mhm.
welcoming them. Hey, what's up, Lucy? Or hey, John, what's going on? Just easy, right? Welcome and kind of reconnect. Then what you want to do is say, what I love to do is to kind of switch. You'll be like, yeah, so I'll put take notes here just to trigger you. So what you want to say is, yeah, so before we dive in, do you have a pen and paper or somewhere we can take notes on?
Yeah.
It's like,
So
hey Kai, what's up, man?
let me just write that down right now, or I'm just gonna put it. I got this new AI note taker, so hopefully he helps me
Love it.
somehow.
It will help you, yes. So then just to do a little role play, let's say you and I get on and I'm selling your stuff like, hey Kai, what's up, man? How are you? Hey man, I'm good. What's new with you? Hey man, I'm recovering from a cold, but overall we're alive. We're feeling good, man. What's new with you? You tell me, boom, 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 whatever. Be like, awesome, man. Well, listen, before we dive in, do you have a pen and paper or somewhere to take notes on? You will most likely say no. You will most likely say, let me get that. You will most likely say, yeah, I'm good. Beautiful. And now you set the agenda. And so the way to set the agenda is like, all right, awesome. And you'll literally say this. All right, awesome. Well, if you want to write this down, notice I said if, right? Because you also don't want to come off like you're it's called framing them too hard. You don't want to do that. Awesome. So if you want to write this down, awesome. So if you want to write this down, I'll tell you a little bit more about the call. And today's really all about clarity, right? Or for you, whatever. Like today's all about your blueprint. Today's all about whatever, right? Like you guys get to decide what it's about. I like to say, All right, awesome. If you'd like to write this down, I'll tell you a little bit about how this call works. It's all about clarity. So what that means, it's all about clarity. So what that means is that I just want to clarify a little bit more about um what's new, where you're at, how we can help you. And then, of course, if you feel like this is something that you would find useful and beneficial, then we can talk about what it would look like to work together,
And then
right? That's to your point. We would talk about what it would look like
use
to work together. Okay. And so then at that point, what we need to do is dive right into, see, for you is you've already done a couple of calls. So instead
yeah,
of a normal discovery session, this
yeah,
one you would do a recap. So the recap is you would just say, and then you'll say, all right, cool. So let's just do a recap of your goals, of your challenges to hit those goals, and ultimately what can help,
okay, cool.
right?
Yeah.
And then you get here confirmation, right? So you'll be like, all right, hey, do you have a pen and paper someone to take notes on? No. Okay, cool. Go ahead and get that. All right, awesome. So look, I'll tell you a little bit more about this call. It's really all about clarity. If you want to take some notes, boom, 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 you tell them, and then you say, all right, awesome. So what we want to do real quick is just do a recap of where you're at. So to be sure, your goals are to learn a new language because of this and that, right? And they'll be like, yeah. And then some of the challenging pieces for you have been this, this, and that. Is that correct? The most I say, yeah, and then they'll expand on it. So they'll usually tell you a little bit more, Kai, though. This is kind of still a mini discovery to figure out what else.
Got
You
you,
can even
got you,
say,
got you.
you can even say, is there anything else though? They'll say, no, no, that's it. Cool. And then remind me in terms of what you've been trying that can help you. You've been just on YouTube or whatever. Yeah. And then it's like, all right, awesome. So then for you at this point, and here's the key. At this point, if there was a way for me to help you beyond this 90-day blueprint that I've created, is this something that you're open to exploring further? That's pretty much you're telling him your intention of, hey, listen, I'll tell you your 90-day blueprint, and now you'll do the demo of 90-day blueprint or custom, whatever. And then if obviously they said yes, then at the end of that, you introduce pricing. Okay.
So I give them the blueprint and then I give them the pricing. But
Yeah, so
I have like a whole sales presentation. Can I share that on my screen now and like show it, like just literally physically show it? Like
yeah, that's
how
it.
so I pretty much we start with agenda, welcome. I give them the an intention, like set the agenda. Then we have like a rediscovery call, like kind of like just
Yeah.
recapping everything. And then we have like I give them the 90-day blueprint. So like I give them all the knowledge. Pretty much it's just gonna like 10 minutes of I say, do this here, use this habits here, do this technique here, do this there. Um, and then here, let me just share my desktop. Can you see that, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if I have my 90-day blueprint here. Probably should have checked everything here before. Um, there we go, in the presentation. So like the problem, so like for them, the problem. Or I can do like the blueprint in the presentation itself. So like I can transition simply. So I go like this, like give them just knowledge. So we have the problem. You know words, but you can't speak them. You lose
Now,
motivation.
hold on a
You're
second. Hold on.
inconsistent.
Stop, stop,
Yeah.
stop. Stop, stop, stop. So zoom out. You're going too deep. So like zoom like first of all, let me see don't present this. Like let me see the structure of it all. Like let me see the structure because that's the most important thing. Yeah, let me see the
Uh,
structure of it all. Because I'll tell you where you can change things so you don't have to present all the 40 slides.
where is the
So yeah, 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 yeah. So this is good.
where's the structure? I don't know.
Well let me see.
Then that's it. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe table of contents. It's not here either. Highlights and notes. Nope.
Mm,
Bookmarks. Nope. Hide sidebar. No clue
yeah,
how
yeah.
to.
Okay.
I mean,
It's cool, man.
I have it in Canva, but I need to turn on a VPN then.
I got you. I got you. So, um, so listen, let's keep
But
it
like I can
simple,
like
right?
quickly so I have like the problem, the dream, the solution, how it works. So like morning, evening, what you get, and then
Yes.
the investment.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So what does it
Perfect.
normally cost? The lum, your price. Boom.
Yep.
And then I just give them more. So you're not buying a course, you're buying whatever. You're buying X to 500 new million people, 20 but worth to work one. And then we have like unlimited content opportunities, a lifetime confidence, the most valuable skill you'll ever invest in. And then when? And then like when, and then like this year, when do you want to start? Monday or Tuesday? Or like is that bad? Like after the investment, I wait on like I ask them a question or what? Like what after the investment,
Right.
what should I do? So I should like stay on the slide maybe or what?
I got you. Well, first of all, you need to slow down a little bit. That's
Yeah.
number one,
Okay.
right? You need to just relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you get to this part, you need to be very methodical. You need to still be yourself, very high energy. I love that. But you need to be a little bit more methodical, a little bit more like structured. Because here's what happens is if you give them too much too fast, they're gonna be like overwhelmed. So that whole when question, they're gonna be like, well, I don't know. I need to think about it.
Yeah.
Naturally, because it's like you just bombarded them with information. So number one, when you're going through that presentation, that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Literally. It's so you're on the right path, right? Okay. So you have some of the stuff already there. The whole demo is where you pull it up, where you can pull up the pricing, where you can or not the pricing, but the deck that you just talked about, the presentation.
Hmm.
Okay. And
And that
pricing
can
will
be
be
part of the demo, right?
yeah, that'll be part of you showcasing here's what it is, here's how I can help you. But yeah, to answer your question, the way so that's called your usually we call it your price drop, but for you, what we would introduce it is really the close. This is just internal in your own mind. How do I enroll this person? So what happens is when you get to the pricing, instead of
Hmm.
saying when, you wanna do two things. Number one, you want to pause and get what's called a temperature check. What does
Gotcha,
that
gotcha.
mean? How do you like it? Right? Like where are they at on a scale of 1 to 10? You don't have to ask them that. It's like, yeah, so based on everything I've shared, this is literally what it sounds like, Kai. Okay, awesome. So Jenny, based on everything I've shared, before I get into the pricing, so again, this is you have to be strategic. So before you get into the pricing,
Hmm.
you have to say, yeah, how did you like it? Do you feel like this would be useful? And then they'll say, yeah, this is great. Or, yeah, no, honestly, it sounds a little bit confusing. Okay, no worries. Let me help you. And then the second thing here is, how do you like it? But also any additional questions,
Got you. Amazing.
because they may say, yeah, this is great. But in the back of their mind, they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, this is great. But also, like, how does it work in terms of the weekly sessions or whatever, the coaching?
Hmm.
Like, right? Any additional questions? Now they
Gotcha.
say, no, man, we're good. Beautiful. So let's get into the investment. So the pricing, you never want to say pricing, by the way, you want to say investment.
Gotcha.
Okay, in terms of how this investment works,
I was waiting all day for this call.
I got you, dude. You get everything we spoke about, and it's only, right? These are some key language patterns. You get everything. Like that's that alone, like yeah, you get everything you need, everything we spoke about, everything you need. Okay. And it's only, so how much is your stuff?
So it's $500
It's okay. Dude, be proud of that shit, man.
a
Like, dude,
month. No,
500
I'm super
bucks.
proud of that.
Yeah, bro. Listen, it's only, and almost say like super nonchalant, like, listen, this could be freaking 5,000,
And
like, yeah,
so,
man. So in terms of how this investment works, you get everything, and listen to I know my voice is not the best right now, but listen to
mm,
my tonality, right?
mm,
All right, awesome, Kai. So in terms of how this investment works, and let me pause here because a lot of this stuff might go over your head. This is called an embedded language pattern. It's telling you that this investment is going to work. Do you see that?
yeah, yeah.
So like this is next level shit. So in terms
God,
of how
I
this
love this.
investment works, you get everything you need. Again, this is all NLP stuff. You don't have to go too deep into it, but it's
Mhm.
simple and it works. Yeah, so in terms of how this investment works, you get everything you'll ever need, everything we spoke about. Notice my pauses too, right? Everything you
Yeah.
need, everything we spoke about, and it's only 500 USD or whatever your
Okay.
thing is. Right? And I usually like to end it with a question. And it's a very traditional sales question. It's fair enough,
Fair,
yeah, fair enough. And then,
fair enough.
shrug your shoulders a little bit. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Like all
God,
this stuff
I love
is,
this.
fair enough. Or does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Is that clear? They'll ask that, fair enough. Is that clear?
Got you.
And then they'll say, yeah, that's clear. Yes, that's fair enough. So what did you do? You triggered a yes statement. And that's not going to get them to buy, but usually then they'll say, yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, that's clear. Thank you. And then there might be some awkward silence, but then that's where you lead them and you ask them a final question. It's like, awesome, or okay, whatever. So with that said, are you ready to get to work? Awesome. So with that said, are you ready to get to work? Awesome. So with that said, are you ready to get started? Smile a little bit. And again, they may say, yeah, no, I'm ready, but I need to think about it. Yeah, no, I'm ready, but the finances, I don't know. At that point, it's objection handling, but now we gotta, pivot over to Lucy for a sec. But is
Yeah,
this
got
helping
you.
you, man? Is this useful?
It's amazing. Thanks, thanks.
All right, awesome, dude. Well, what are
Yes,
some of
I'm
the
gonna mute
takeaways though for you?
myself.
What are some things that
So,
are like
I
kind
would be glad if you could share that doc. Sorry, can I just quickly ask you, Luis, if you can share that doc with me, that would be
No,
absolutely
great.
fabulous.
I clicked something to play.
got you,
That
bro?
that'd be great. And also, it's like very, very late here, so I might have to like hop off
Woo!
because
Got
I
you.
have like
Oh,
family and stuff
I
there.
did the wrong jump.
No
So
worries.
I wish I could say longer, but like my family last time were like, you were so late, you should have stopped. But anyways, yeah,
All good,
thanks.
brother. Yeah, we'll send it over. Share your insights in the group, bro, and then I'll go ahead and send the doc there in
Where
the
does
in the
hear you
school
die?
community. Okay.
I will. Yeah, I'll
Awesome,
do
brother.
that right now quickly. Thanks.
That's it, guys. All
Thanks.
right, we'll hop over to Lucy. But how are you? How you been?
Good, thank you. Thank you. I kept watching the clock and then all of a sudden I should have had an alarm set because I ended up not noticing the time and then showing up late. But
Thank you for
that
being
was
here.
incredible. That was just I learned a lot just listening to you guys. And
Mm.
I love the sentence that you gave at the end in terms of how this investment works. You get everything you need and everything we spoke about, and it's only mine is right now. Okay, so maybe this is my question. I had another question in mind, but now that I'm saying this out loud, um, I have been doing this anchor thing and saying it's 22.99. Sorry if it's loud here, by the way.
No
Um,
worries.
I've been saying it's 22.99. Okay, let me back up. Typically, up until like a month or two ago, I give the price and I stay silent. I didn't ever do any of those little questions like fair enough, or does that make
Oh,
sense? So I'm curious to experiment with that because
yes,
I don't know. The complete silence actually has been working really well.
I
Um,
got you.
I've just been saying, it's blah 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 price, and then I take a sip of water
I
and
know.
start writing notes, and they're like calculating and trying to figure it out. And like I just give them their space and let them and
I
just
got
wait. Let them
you.
think and let them figure it out. And then they usually ask a question. But then about 1 or 2 months ago, I decided that I was now going to offer them like a discount if they bought on the call. And
Okay.
so now I say, so now I'm actually kind of messing with myself because now I don't stay silent
Oh,
because I say the program is $22.99. And then like I pause, and I'm not good at this. I don't really know what the right thing to do. I pause and I say, one of my goals is to really just work with action takers. And so I actually have a special discount for those
I see.
that and I think you're one of those action takers. And so for those that are willing to buy on the call today, it's actually 17.99. Then I stay silent.
Hmm.
But I feel
I
like
see.
I've broken things up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, because then there's a lot that happened right there in the span of like 5 seconds.
Yes.
So mm, usually what I would recommend is then it would be kind of like a pre-frame where you would be like, yeah, so listen, the way this works normally is whatever amount you told me, I'll just say 2000. So the way this works, it's normally 22K or not 22K, but whatever you're thinking, 2200. Yeah, so the way this works is normally 2200. But because I let me see here. Okay, so then you go like this. Yeah, so the way this works is that it's normally 2200, but because I do want to start working with more people with people who are more of action takers and they're committed to their goals, we do have this brand new pricing structure where you get everything we spoke about, everything that's going to help you reach your goals, and it's only one single investment of 1700.
Okay.
Okay. So you could still do that, but I would say you're actually it's so funny. I took my time to build that out for you, but I would actually say don't use that.
Uh,
Don't use that because the structure you should follow is just like just like Kai. And all of us or like what I recommend is like, yeah, so the way this works to be able to get started with everything that we spoke about, with everything you need, is just one single investment of 2200. Fair enough. Right? Um, when you ask a question, what happens is that now the ball is in their court. But when you just say a statement like, yeah, it's only 2200,
Oh no, but you can't. I figured it out.
sometimes you're like, well, what is that? Are they gonna keep saying stuff or like is she done? Like there's a bit of this kind of weird
I died right at this.
unknown, and that's called
yeah.
uncertainty. You don't want
Okay.
uncertainty at the end of the call. You want certainty.
No.
So how do you generate certainty? Is you put the ball in their court with a question. It's only 2200. Fair enough? Or it's only 2200. Pause. Does that make sense? It's only 2200. Is that clear? It's only 2200. Whatever works for you. For me, it's always been like, fair enough. Like,
Yeah.
does it like easy? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Some people will chuckle at that and say, yeah, this is fair enough, but it's quite a bit of money. And then the
Yeah.
beautiful thing about that is they give you the objection. You get right into objection handling,
Yeah.
you know? And so let me take a step back. For you, I would highly recommend you go the traditional route of the way this investment works, this, and that. It's only this. They give you an objection. You isolate it, make sure it's like, yeah, no problem at all. Well, listen, Jenny, money aside,
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, how do you feel about the structure of the program, though? Do you feel like it's going to be useful for you or not really? They're most likely going to say, yeah, yeah, Lucy, this is amazing. And that's when you introduce your we would call that your fast action discount, your fast action bonus, but you would introduce it with a question because you would say, "Okay, awesome, Lucy," or "Awesome, Jenny." So based on what you're telling me, this sounds like it's a great fit. It's really just the finances, and they'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, listen, I think this is great, but I gotta think about the finances." So you ask, "Okay, so I'm curious, if there was a way for me to sweeten the deal and give you an on-the-call bonus or on-the-call special pricing, is that something you're open to exploring? Is that something you're
Uh-huh.
open to exploring? So what does that do? It then puts it on the table so that it's not a weird like, oh, now you're just discounting it because you want me to buy like right now. It's more like, hey, listen, you just told me this was a great fit. You just told me it's just the finances. So therefore, logically, it makes sense. If it's just the finances, if there was a way for me to help you on the finances, then is that something you're open to exploring? You're usually gonna be like, yes, unless it's something else beyond the finances.
Mhm.
They're gonna be like, well, honestly, yeah, but it's like it's the holidays and blah 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 blah, whatever other excuse. Okay, beautiful. So let's throw that out for a second. Don't worry about that. We'll get back to that. So tell me more about that. What is coming up for you? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by it's the holidays? You get really into in unearthing their true objection. Is it that you're going to be busy, or is it that like I just really want to understand you? And they might look at you crazy of like, well, you get what I mean, but no, you cannot make any assumptions. Like you're like, hey,
Mhm.
listen,
Mhm.
like, Danny, I know for you it's probably like a super obvious thing, but I just don't want to make any assumptions. So,
Mm.
so like, what do you mean by it's the holidays? I'm just curious. Because look, we get it. They're probably thinking like it's a holiday, so that means like I don't have the
Yeah.
time. I'm busy. I'm overwhelmed. I don't have
Finances, right.
the
Right.
finances. But it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yes. I have learned over the years that my assumptions are not always right, for sure.
Mm, yes.
I have definitely gotten on calls with people, made assumptions, and then they bought and paid in full. And I'm like, whoa, that is not what I thought was gonna
Mm-hmm.
happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
based on what they had said, I was like, oh, they can't afford it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, so I keep
You never
learning.
know. So you never know, so you always ask.
Yeah.
That's a saying, you never know, so you always ask. And then they'll tell you, they'll be like, yeah, well, listen, 1700 is actually a lot more doable because I was aiming to do something under 2K or whatever. I don't know. Like once you present the pricing, because they gave you permission, it makes it so much smoother as well, right? Because you
Okay.
asked for permission. Is this something that you would like to learn a little bit more about? If there was a way for me to sweeten the deal and help you out a little bit if you're able to move forward on today's session.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay. So just to take a big step back, number one, I would say switch up that's called the price drop or just the investment presentation. Switch it up completely to just make it a one sentence thing
Yeah.
with a bit of a pause and then a question.
Hmm.
And usually you might have to do another question of like, is that fair enough? Yeah, no, that's fair. Bit of silence. And then I usually say, cool. So are you ready to get to work? They're usually gonna tell you exactly how they feel. Yeah, I'm ready. Beautiful. So we're gonna get you going on the 2200. What's the best card on file, or what's the best email address? That's called assuming the close. You always start with the top. Start with start with the pay in full. Because then you act
Okay.
kind of confused, like, oh, I'm sorry, like I thought you were ready to get to work. I thought you were ready to go, and they'd be like, oh no no, yes I am, but do you have payment plans? Like yeah,
Okay.
okay, you know what I mean?
S- So how did you just said that? Okay, awesome. So with that said, are you ready to get to work? And then you said like
And then they say,
something.
yeah, I'm ready to get to work. Like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm excited. And then you assume the close. You assume the close by saying, and usually I have these dual screens. So usually I'll look over here and I have their data or whatever. Like, all right, awesome. So Lucy, with that said, is the best email address, lucy@gmail.com. Yes. Okay. And then the best phone number is, 222 blah, blah, blah. Yes. So so I'm confirming their information, which I already have. They're getting into a yes pattern of yes, that's it. Yes, yes. And then I'll hit them with that. All right, awesome. So which card would you like to use today? Or what's the best card you'd like to use today? All right, awesome. What's the best card you'd like to use today?
Amazing.
Or like, all right, awesome. Which card will you be using today? Literally assuming the sale, and then they'll be like, yeah, let me go get that actually. I've had that happen where I'm like, oh shit, they're doing it.
Oh, yes, many times. Well,
You know
pretty
what
much
I
every time for me.
mean?
Every time I'm like,
Well, yeah,
what?
yeah. Well, the funny thing is I'm talking about the payment in full, like full flat out, like just they're ready, right?
Oh,
Or
right, right.
they're open to it, you know? So
Yes.
that's where it's like, all right, cool. But again, remember, you're doing it all with the knowledge and intention that you're more than happy to break it up. You're more than happy to handle their objections. You're ready. You're anticipating it. It's okay if they
Yeah.
come up.
Okay. And then when they do come up with the payment plan question, I I only do it through Klarna, Afterpay, or Affirm.
Cool.
So that's okay, right? I mean,
Well,
I
yeah, I
just
mean,
I've done payment plans in the past. I'm kind of like over it.
I know, yeah.
It's like,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, if in your business model you find that it's a pain in the ass to chase them and like ask
Yep,
for the payment, then it's always
100%.
best, to just use what's working.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when I
But
made
here's
that
the,
switch like 5 months ago, I've just been a happier business owner.
you
So,
use Stripe.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So then you just put that in there. Yeah. So
Yep.
then the thing there is always though. So here's the thing, right? Let's say you do the price drop. Yeah, it's only 2,200 or whatever, and then it's like fair enough. Yeah, and then they say yeah, but I'll need a payment plan. Never go right into the payment plan or like yeah, we use Klarna. You always go back to um clarifying what's really if there's anything else beyond that. Always, always, because
Okay.
then
Okay.
what you don't want to do is say, yeah, we use Klarna, or yeah, we have a two pay, and then like, okay, awesome, thank you. I need to go think about it. And you're like, well, okay, like there's like you gave away all your ammo, you gave away all your stuff.
So what I've been doing, and you can tell me what you think about this, is I actually say, great, let me send you the link through the chat and I'll wait while you apply to see what works for you or something like that. And I sit there and I wait.
Hmm.
And I've been on a call for, an extra like half hour or more while they're going through the process, taking pictures
Hmm.
of their license and themselves. And
Right.
so that's how I've been
Good.
handling that because I know through experience, if they get off the call and they haven't put at least a deposit down, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like almost 100% of the time. Even if they really want it,
Hmm.
the commitment doesn't get made and it fizzles and then they get scared.
Yeah. Or also they just get distracted.
Yeah.
They
Well,
just forget, like,
I think I probably shouldn't say this. I was going to say it is a big price for them, but I shouldn't say that because it's really not.
yeah, I mean, I've invested up to like 5,000 for like a similar thing, but not really because it was a like a men's group, a brotherhood type thing with a live event and all that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what I'm like excited about for you is like all the follow-up that you could do, all the database reactivation campaigns that you can like tap into, especially now with Black Friday coming up to get people kind of, you know, back on the board, back on the call.
Um, I've tried some things before and they haven't worked, but I don't think I just like reach out to people and just ask how they're doing.
Yeah, see, for sure. So it has to be extremely intentional, and usually there's two approaches. The one that's coming up now is usually the most effective because it has a deadline, right? So the Black Friday thing is like um either texting, emailing, or calling, or all three, and saying, hey Jenny, we spoke a couple months ago. I wanted to reconnect, and I was wondering when do you have 5 minutes for me to introduce this new idea that actually expires on Monday or Friday.
So how do I say it without sounding salesy? It's when's the best time or when do you have 5 minutes to talk about?
Connect. Yeah, so it's like yeah, so it goes like, so usually what I love to do is in terms of sequencing, it's call, text, and email. So you call them, and then and if they pick up the phone, it's like, hey Jenny, how are you? Hey, I'm doing good. How can I help you? I have to run. Yeah, no worries. I was actually looking to see when you have 5 minutes for us to connect so that I can share with you. So now the intention is about connecting and sharing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it could be anything. So I can share with you this new like methodology I'm implementing. Or this new thing that I'm running that's expiring on, Friday. Hey Jenny, how are you? No, yeah, I just wanted to check in. I wanted to see when you have 5 minutes so that we can connect. So that way I can share with you a couple of new things that we have going on here. But yeah, I just wanted to chat real quick.
Okay, got it. Do you leave voicemails or do you just skip it?
It depends on the connection because usually what happens is when you think about it, most of the times when you receive a voicemail, it's because someone wants something from you,
Hmm.
right? It's never gonna be like your mom or your brother or whatever. Usually they'll text you. That's the second step. They'll text you,
Okay.
hey Lucy, like whatever, right? So the same thing with you. It's like don't leave a voicemail, just be like, if they
Yeah.
don't pick up, text immediately. If possible, send them a voice note. If possible, if you have their cell and you have iMessage or whatever. If not, then just text it. Hey Jenny, um, when do you have 5 minutes for us to connect so that I can share a couple things that just came to mind, you
Okay.
know? And even there you can keep it broad as well. Um, because there, yeah, on the text, if you start to tell them about like this thing that expires on Friday, it might come off a little bit too salesy. But yeah, you could be like, yeah, hey, hey Jenny, it's Lucy. We spoke 2 months ago. I was curious, when do you have 5 minutes for us to connect so that I can share a couple of things that came to mind?
Okay. I forget if you record these
Yeah, yeah, this is
meeting.
recorded, so I'll post it,
Okay,
post.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, so you guys could go back and re-listen to it.
Yes, yes, because I've got 2 pages of notes here, but I know that I'm gonna be like,
I
what
know.
did I say? What did I write? Very cool. Very cool. So reactivate the people that I've had calls with in the past that did not buy.
Yes. Yeah, did I buy? And also, if you really wanted to go the extra mile, like this is going really the extra mile, you call the people that did purchase and they got pretty decent results, pretty good results. Check in on them just to see how they're doing, and then ask for a referral.
Right. Okay. Yep.
You know?
I've been
And
told
the way
that.
that sounds is usually like, hey Jenny, how are you? How you been? I saw your name here on my list, wanted to check in. Doing good. How's the family? You preparing for Thanksgiving, blah blah blah. And then you hit them with the, all right, awesome. Well, before we disconnect, is there one other person, or is there one person you have in mind that would benefit from the results you got, that would benefit from the transformations you got, that would benefit from the process you went through?
Okay. And then do I ask them to connect us in an email or in a text? I feel like that'll never happen. Or do I actually ask for their name and number?
Yeah. Yeah. So, usually it depends on the person, but you know, if you know your clients well, you'll be able to make the determination. But in general, it'll be like, she'll be like, yeah, actually, my cousin Jackie has been seeing my results, and I've been telling her a little bit about you. And you lead and say, awesome. So yeah, if you don't mind, what's Jackie's number? Like, straight up,
Mhm.
just ask for it. Yeah, cool, awesome. And like, thank you so much. What's Jackie's number? I'd love to give her a call. I'd love to connect with her. Now, you do have to keep in mind they might feel a little bit whatever. It might be like, oh, well, let me check in with Jackie first. So in that case, you say, yeah, yeah, no problem at all. Well, just so that way this doesn't slip through the cracks. Is there any way for you to maybe share just her email or maybe what's her name so I can look her up on like Facebook? Just so that it doesn't fall through the cracks, you know?
Mhm.
But most people, obviously, if you did help them, they're gonna be like, yeah, yeah, no worries. Like, here's their number, and then they might say, but before you reach out, let me just text them so that it's cool that I shared your number,
Okay. Do you
you
think it
know?
would be helpful to that person if I said, um, if they were hesitant or whatever, maybe I could ask if it would be okay if I just created a three-way message so that then they
Yeah,
could see that that I don't know, that I was a real person.
yeah, like you could. Usually, what'll happen though is like if they do have a person in mind, um, when they share the number, they'll usually always, tell them. They're always gonna give them
Mm,
a heads up anyways, because they're talking, right? They know them.
yeah.
So
Okay.
they'll be like, yeah, hey, by the way, did my coach Lucy reach out the other day? If they, oh, was that your coach? Yeah, actually, let me get back to her,
Got it.
you know?
Got it.
So
Okay.
usually that's but you can always like put them in a group. Hey, so and so, thank you for connecting me with Jackie. Hey Jackie, it's Lucy. I'll give you a call. I'll shoot you a text. Would love to connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And the only other thing that I had originally gonna bring up was just that summary. I am not always that, sometimes it comes out good, sometimes it doesn't. And that's because I don't have any strategy
Mhm.
for when I'm like summarizing. But you had mentioned, and I wanted to just make sure I wrote it down right. So basically, you're summarizing their goals and their challenges.
Mhm.
And I feel like there might have been one more thing.
So, and my
And you're
cough
still
is
recovering. Yeah.
yeah, my cough is starting to kick in for some reason.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay.
give me
You can,
give me 1 second.
yeah, we can always go over it next time too.